We all know and love the trademark gold hue that is created when Saiyans power up. The emotion you directly feel from this simple action is why Super Saiyan cements itself as one of the greatest transformation concepts in any fictional medium. Each new uncovering of another iteration represents a struggle, an evolution and re-evaluation. Super Saiyan serves to integrate more meaning in what it is trying to convey to the viewer, besides just being a new form for the protagonist to retcon and eventually beat the villain with. This form is the epitomization of learning, struggle, and innovation, a form that defies the boundary of logic to go further beyond. This is the most perfect transformation ever made, which stands to reason. But why? Let's start by going back in history, to the origin of the Saiyans, their legacy, their intended destiny as fighters. A Saiyan's priority was to see how much blood, sweat, and tears they could shed before they truly exhaust themselves. Not because they're irrational or tyrannically driven, which is debatable, but ever since the inception of the Saiyan race, they worshipped fighting as a guidance to fulfillment. The path to a successful Saiyan life would consist of fighting and protecting his people. This obviously led to the battle adaptations and culminated into Super Saiyan. But Super Saiyan is a form which can only be achieved through extensive training, not only just physically, but mentally. Well, truth be told, the Saiyans were actually pretty intelligent, making simulations, space pods, and other similar technological advancements. I mean, they could easily master mental honing practices. Despite all of this, only a few amongst the Saiyans were able to realize this form and unlock its true potential. The main reason being that you have to possess strong beliefs, philosophies, and a polarizing sense of morality to activate the potential hiding within your Saiyan blood. Each of these characters respectively have a specific identifying ideology. Vegeta, prideful. Gohan, empathetic and humanitarian. Goku, justice-driven and morally guided. All of these characters are the progenitors of Super Saiyan. So before Kid Trunks, Goten, and the Saiyans from Super, these were the original Saiyans to have portrayed the potential of these forms. Unlocking this form was a matter of your self-internalization. This is why I say this form is so special, because it really is. Unlocking it was an arduous task for these characters, as described by Gohan. Look who joined the Super Saiyan Club. Because it was such a commodity to witness the greatness that Super Saiyan really is. Which is why Frieza was so confident in the stories being just myths, because he could not comprehend a form with such a profoundness to it, causing that irrational fear within Frieza about the Saiyans, leading to him compensating by just blowing up planet Vegeta. Honestly though, Frieza being worried is very warranted, as the unknown, the unrecognizable, and possibilities consumed his thoughts, lowered his ego, and made him even have self-doubts. If just the mere thought of Super Saiyan instills that much pain into the heart of a cynical, heartless monster like Frieza, it must be a form of incomprehensible ability, which is what everyone was thinking during the Frieza arc, and the ways the stories were interpreted to give evidence to the validity of this truly insane transformation. Each arc allows for a fervent exploration into the particularities of Super Saiyan, giving you more meaning and understanding as we go on, but still retaining some of the mystery which sparked that original intrigue within you. The first fight Super Saiyan was in allowed you to grasp just how valuable of a form it really is, unveiling the truth to Goku's hidden potential. The display of heroics, bravery, and sacrifice were all as enhancements of the form of Super Saiyan. But during the fight against Frieza, Goku had to literally go through the death of a loved one, Krillin, sparking the true unforgiving Saiyan blood within him, in order to match the monstrous power of Frieza and ultimately give him what he deserved. And in all honesty, I personally think Super Saiyan represents the three characters earlier described insanely well. It's like their true selves comes out after they transform. Goku becomes a seemingly impenetrable wall to villains seeking tyranny. Vegeta transforming into some sort of cocky, explosive, loudmouth and egotistical personality, which is a stark contrast to Gohan, who becomes reserved, cold, and calculated. The thing is, every evolution of Super Saiyan transformation further expands the layers of the characters. Super Saiyan 2 makes Gohan's character seem completely different. It's only different with Goku and Vegeta because they possess such strong characteristics which in any form take the center stage. Not only do the transformations provide each character with more depth, they give an awesome variety to all of their attacks, which I can appreciate, as seeing the same attacks can become stale, and having a new transformation symbolizing the new enhanced version of you would hypothetically give you more attacks. To achieve Super Saiyan in the early days, you have to go through a rite of passage, a painful, treacherous journey both your soul and body have to endure. So let's look into the specific times Super Saiyan was achieved, not counting the ones with no special build-up. Firstly, and my personal favourite transformation was when Vegeta had to go through and realize his own inferiority complex to Goku, who had already become a Super Saiyan. This is not only painful, but opposing Vegeta as a literal character. The whole point is to have pride in his own strength, but what if there is nothing to have pride in? Instead, jealousy, resentment, and contempt was what Vegeta had to go through, knowing that a mere lower class Saiyan was besting him opposed his very ideals. Which is why we see Vegeta extensively training to compensate for this feeling of inferiority. It doesn't just stop there, because Vegeta even went as far as to go on the brink of his own demise to unlock Super Saiyan, out of complete and utter desperation. I personally think the meaning of this transformation is to show the hidden desperation Vegeta has to stay relevant, to stay the person he is. And it is so sweet when we hear him say, "I don't care anymore," as a testimony to his constant agony in feeling like he is not good enough. Honestly though, this would be a short victory, as throughout the series Goku would one-up Vegeta with Mastered Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3. So, what is the first fight Vegeta has when he unlocks Super Saiyan? It's against an android. Even if the fight was not that symbolic and kinda short-lived, it really displayed the newly founded confidence and badassery in Vegeta, which gave me the widest grin ever, seeing that for the first time, exclaiming, "If a machine can feel fear." So Vegeta possesses both grades of Super Saiyan after training with his son, which he intelligently uses against Cell until obviously Vegeta pulls a Vegeta move due to being stronger than his opponent and letting Cell transform, which by then the power gap, even if he were to go Super Saiyan grade 3, was too large. That's another factor to these forms. The variety is a great inclusion to the show's development of these characters. But as they say, too much variety can destroy the artwork, which after Super Saiyan 3 really did not do it any justice. Vegeta also possesses Super Saiyan 2, not including Super, where he has numerous other forms. The Super Saiyan 2 version of Vegeta was also awesome, as it displayed his evil and original personality being ruthless, especially margin Vegeta's introduction. Alright, enough on Vegeta, and now to Goku, who really was just created for these transformations. I mean, I literally get chills every time I watch him go Super Saiyan against Frieza, because you know the justice has to be given, and Super Saiyan Goku is the ultimate retribution for everything the villains have done. Goku's transformation, as opposed to Vegeta, was born out of necessity and not selfishness. Due to Goku possessing a pure heart and wanting to keep everyone happy, he transforms to keep the peace, to make it equal against his adversaries. Goku underwent numerous changes, from being extremely naive to really understanding of people, especially after Vegeta's death on Namek, which really ignited the flame within Goku. We can see that Goku's demeanor changed drastically against those he deems as threats after the fight against Frieza, because that's the first time he truly realized the situation he was in. Before, Goku was kind of oblivious to the outside information, but the death of Krillin drawing that final straw was so epic. I mean, the near-death experiences and seeing the friend die that you were helpless to save caused Goku so much anguish at his own ignorance, which is what his Super Saiyan form represents, his realization that he needs to take the fight seriously. Goku's transformation is, I mean, what can I really say? His transformations are godly and cinematic as hell. Super Saiyan 1 makes you intimidated at his sheer anger, Super Saiyan 2 gives him this powerful appearance, and Super Saiyan 3 was honestly the best transformation in the series. Apart from one more we'll be discussing shortly, but honestly my favourite moment Goku has with his form is during the Frieza arc, when he denounces him being the justice everyone needs, the revenge he derived, and a nightmare that will never fade. Next and last is Gohan, the symbolization of human spirit. the emotion and empathy. Gohan, unlike Goku and Vegeta, possesses a second perspective on life, one where coexisting is key and fighting becomes completely unnecessary. Witnessing the disturbance of peace activates an emotional distress within Gohan, which he felt ever since he was a little boy. Being forced to study by Chi-Chi and trained by Piccolo and Goku, Gohan is conflicted with many ideologies about himself. But despite his self-confusion, he realizes the futility of causing harm to another person, and opts for a more peaceful approach to life, holding back his potential as much as he could because of this. As a half-human possessing humanitarian traits and more consciously aware of his emotions, Gohan has significantly more potential than both Goku and Vegeta, who have to train extensively to see any semblance of change. Despite this, Gohan was not the exception to the rite of passage, and as he achieves his forms, it is so glorious to see him grow. From the kid who surprised Piccolo at his astonishing power, to the time chamber with Goku's confidence and assurance in him, he was always the center of attention in terms of character development. Until the Buu arc, of course. Gohan being the first friend of Piccolo, due to his human disposition and being able to relate to others' pains. It was only when a truly monstrous individual stepped into the frame, someone who was, in my opinion, the best villain in Dragon Ball Z, Cell. A meticulous and sadistic character. His literal only purpose was to seek revenge on his creator's murderers, but evolved into a character who derived pleasure from other characters' pain. Gohan, as I stated, was weak to witnessing the pain of others, due to his empathy, and during his many battles he displays his potential, where Goku's screams were answered, or when Frieza literally punctured Krillin, he felt helpless and activated some of his potential to get back at Frieza. But the final straw was against the radical Cell, and when he was backed in the corner Cell put him in, the true monster came out. The heartless and devoid true Saiyan in Gohan took over, giving no mercy to Cell, who justifiably does not deserve any in the first place. But Gohan, possessing both Super Saiyan 2 and 1, he learned and mastered Super Saiyan 1 with Goku, as his intense training caused a forced evolution within himself, envisioning the death of his loved ones to actually surpass his own limitations. In summary, this truly iconic transformation has to be classified as a masterpiece. Nothing else compares to the simple but brilliant forms of Super Saiyan, the culmination of struggle, sacrifice, and development. The Super Saiyan form is the ultimate transformation and will always be considered as the most memorable for numerous reasons. And that is why Super Saiyan is the perfect transformation. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and tell me exactly what Super Saiyan transformation you like the most in the comments below. And as always, peace!